Today I'm addressing a question that I got through the Red Delta Project Instagram account. You can check that out. Follow me, DM me with questions, video requests, podcast requests, all that good stuff. But today's question concerns calisthenics and creatine. Is it going to be beneficial? How would you even know? For those who've been following me for a while, know that I'm not a big supplement guy. It's not that I have anything against supplements, I just really believe that we get much more benefit from having more of a reliance on whole foods. And supplements, as for all intents and purposes, are cheap, refined versions of what we can get naturally. But with that said, supplements can give us some benefits and advantages, specifically rate of consumption. As I've mentioned before, everything in fitness, especially with diet, it's not about do you do this or do you not do that, or is the body starting or stopping. It's more about everything is already happening in your body, and our habits and choices are about speeding up or slowing down some of the processes that are happening on autopilot. And that's certainly the case with creatine. When we're working out, or actually when we're living, but our body produces energy through three metabolic pathways, one of which is known as the phosphagen system, or sometimes even known as the creatine phosphate system. It's kind of like NOS for your body. It's used predominantly when we need to produce a lot of power in a very short period of time. So think freestyle explosive calisthenics, or if you're really pushing yourself to do a strength-based exercise like a one-arm pull-up where you can only get 1 or 2 repetitions. That's when you're really using that system. So when you use it, your creatine levels drop pretty quick. The good news is your body replenishes it naturally on its own. You don't have to do anything. The downside is that it may take a while. I've heard anywhere from 24 hours to as much as a week to 10 days to fully replenish your creatine phosphate levels. And until that happens, you're running low on an empty NOS tank. When we supplement with creatine, we're simply speeding up that replenishment as far as I understand it. So if your training intensity is frequent enough and you do enough of it, then it may help you keep that level up high. On the other hand, if your training is a little bit more on the aerobic side of things, it may not do you much good at all. If it's kind of like putting NOS in your car and you just drive to the store and back. It's high level fuel that you're not really using that much. Even if you're working very hard, remember, you've got to work very high level intensity to really make good use of this. The good news is that creatine is very simple, pretty safe, and cheap to experiment with. You can find it in pretty much any supplement store. It's like $10 or $12 for a tub, and all you need to do is take a tablespoon of it once a day. Don't get too complicated about dosing and do you take it with orange juice and all these things. If you just simply take a tablespoon a day, you should be able to top off your NOS tank within about a week or so. And if you notice any significant differences, awesome. If you're like me and it doesn't really do much for you, don't worry too much about it. And you may be somewhere in the middle where you feel like it does a little bit, and it's up to you if it's really worth the cost and the effort of supplementing with it, or if you're just happy with letting it replenish on its own. Let me know if you have questions down below. Be fit, live free.